Hello and welcome. Today we're doing a pick a card reading to see what message the universe has to activate more wealth in your life, to upgrade your energy, your frequency around money, and move you into a wealthier timeline. This is a timeless reading, so anytime you find this video is exactly when you need to hear these messages. And as we dive into this reading together, remember, as always, to take what resonates from these readings and leave what doesn't. If you are new here, then welcome. I'm so glad you found this video and this channel. My name is Taylor Eaton. I am a wealth activator, a money mindset and manifestation expert, a channel, and the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck and The Way of the Wealthy Woman, both of which we will be using in each of the readings to channel guidance for you. Now let's run through the decks and their crystals so that you can pick your reading. So today we have deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, and deck 4. If you like to pick by using the crystals that we have out, then I will run through those real quick for you. Deck 1, the crystal we have here is blue Kyanite. For deck 2, the crystal we have is Labradorite. Deck 3's crystal is Carnelian, and deck 4's crystal is Trolleite. We will be incorporating multiple decks into each of the readings. We're starting it here with my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck today, but we will have many decks pulled into each of the readings to provide more depth, more messages and energies. And I will list all of the decks used in these readings in the description below. You can absolutely watch more than one of the readings. If more than one deck or crystal is calling to you, that just means that there is guidance for you in each of those readings. So pause the video here if you need to. Take however long you need to tune into your intuition, your inner guidance, and identify which deck or crystal is calling to you. And then click the timestamps below in the description and pinned comment to jump to whichever deck or decks that are just tugging at you, that are just pinging your intuition. And once you do that, I'll see you in your reading. Hello, deck number 1. This is your reading to uncover what message the universe has to help you upgrade your money frequency and shift into a new, wealthier timeline. The day that this video is posting is the solar eclipse and new moon. This is a huge portal for upgrades right now, and with October upon us, the veil is so much thinner between non-physical, the spirit realm, and our 3D reality. So lots of potential and opportunities for huge upgrades to come through right now. And I've been feeling very, very tapped into this powerful energy. So I'm really excited to see what messages come through for you here, what we channel here together. Now, if you want to really, really harness the potent energy of this time of year, then be sure to check out the link in the description and pinned comment below to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. This is my low-cost monthly membership. We just started our 21-day money magic challenge in there yesterday on the 1st of October, and it is so powerful. I have created several guides for my favorite money magic spells and rituals that you can use. Plus the whole challenge, the way I've designed it, just gives you a simple way to rewire your mindset and fast track your shift into more abundance. It's only $25 a month to join the Wealth Vibe, and everything that's included in the membership, like our book club, daily mini money readings from me, monthly live interactive readings for wealth with me, and so much more. It's a no-brainer to join. So if you want to make October your most magical and most abundant month yet, come join us with the link below. I would love to see you there. So let's move your crystal out of the way and let's dive right into your reading and start shuffling. I want to see what's the first message that the universe has here for you to help you kind of upgrade. Let's go with what's going to help you upgrade your wealth frequency first, and then we'll get into shifting your timeline after that. So, okay. So this is the Sacred Stillness card from my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, and I can't tell you how excited I am to see this card coming up for you, deck 1, because, oh my gosh, it's exactly what we want to hear, right? Which is that in order to upgrade your energetic set point around money and the way money flows to you and attracting more money into your life, the way to go about doing all of that for you right now, where you are in your life, is it's for you to get still. It's actually, the message I'm getting is do less. Do less, deck one, which I know can feel and sound counterintuitive when it comes to money, but that's only because we've been programmed, right? We've been conditioned with our society, and the way that we are taught to interact with and relate to money is we're continually taught to be doing more, do more to make more, right? Like, if you want to make money, you have to put your nose to the grindstone. You have to sacrifice. You have to, work hard to make money. And while there is always a season for hustle, and there's a season for pushing and striving and getting out of your comfort zone and taking action, there's also a season and there's times for being still, for allowing the things you have put into motion to actually come to fruition. And I'm getting that for you, you've put a lot into motion lately, deck one. And let me know below if this resonates, because I'm like, if you thought about deck one, if you thought about all that you've been doing in the interest of your career or your finances or your money manifestations for the last several months, right? Even year or two, if you just, maybe even beyond that, but if you just think about the last, I'm getting 3 to 6 months, and you really just look at what are all the things you've done? Have you been applying to jobs like crazy? Have you been studying to get a degree? Have you been selling your butt off in your business? Have you been, investing in your own personal growth? Have you been doing tons of money manifestation rituals or practices? Or have you been doing tons of inner healing work? What are all the things you've been doing to help bring in more money, right? With the motivation of, okay, I'm going to do this to make more money, or to improve my financial reality, or to improve my career, or hit those milestones or goals I desire. How much have you been doing? When you really think about it, if you were to list it all out, it would be a lot, wouldn't it? That's what I'm getting, deck one. You've been doing a lot. And it's easy to think that when we're doing it, believe me, I've seen this in myself. It's an old pattern that I have had to heal several times within myself. And I see it so much in my clients I work with, and also even just my members in the Wealth Vibe membership. It's I see basically everyone I work with, not everyone, I'd say 80 to 90% of the people that I work with feel like we feel like we're not doing enough, because if we were, the money would already be here, right? Or that level of success, or that job, or that promotion, or that raise, or that milestone, or that number in our bank account. If we were doing enough, it would already be here, right? And that's where I get there. This is where you get to upgrade right now. And this is what this reading and this message that's coming through from Source is really supposed to shift in you and help you upgrade around, is that it's not that you're not doing enough. Okay, that's what you really need to hear now. It's not that you're not doing enough. That belief that if I were doing enough, or doing it right, or doing it well enough, then I would have the money or the success I desire, that's a lie. Because there's such a thing as overdoing it, right? And I'm actually getting the reason that whatever you want right now, whatever next level of success or abundance you're seeking, whatever it is that you're going after in terms of money or career right now, the reason it's not manifested yet, the reason you're not in the timeline where that happens, is because you're doing too much. And when I say doing too much, it doesn't mean you do nothing, right? When I say do less, it doesn't mean do nothing. It just means do less. Give the things that you choose to do, the things that you do in alignment, time to work. But do less, right? This is honestly a permission slip, is what I'm getting to, do a little bit less in the coming weeks and months. And when you do a little bit less, you save that energy you would have been putting into so much, and you're pulling that back and putting more of it into just a few key things that are really going to be so much more potent. And you want those things to be the aligned things, right? So it's not, for you, this upgrade is this learning, this calibrating to this truth of you can do less and receive more. And actually, sometimes doing less is the key to receiving more. Doing less is the key to receiving more. That's what I'm getting for you, which is really, really beautiful. Wow. Yeah. Let's see what else we have for you. Key holder. Okay, so when we have the question of how can I do less and make more, Or what are those few key things I should do? Key, right? Or the few key things I should do that I'm really pouring my energy into that will allow more money to come to me with while doing less and not doing all the things, but just doing the select aligned things. Like, how do I know what those things are? Trust your inner guidance. Okay. I'm getting that the timeline that you're about to shift into as soon as you integrate this information, which I'll give you, we're going to pull more cards on how to integrate all of this, how to actually feel comfortable doing less, like things to look for that. We're going to pull some cards for that for you in a minute, and channel some guidance. But really what I'm getting is that you already kind of have a sense of what the aligned things are. You might just not label them as such. And what I mean is that you already know what things feel good to you to do. You already know what things feel freeing or feel like a relief to you to do or feel just correct to you to do. The things that you're excited to do. It's like those are the aligned things to be pouring your energy into. And then in order to have enough energy to pour into those things and do them powerfully and in a way that's going to manifest more abundance into your life, you have to be drawing your energy back from the things that don't excite you, that don't interest you, that don't feel aligned to you, right? And you can do that gradually. You can do that over time, or you can do it overnight in an instant, right? Up to you at what rate you want to go. But I'm getting that this timeline you're upgrading to is one where when we talk about like a wealthier timeline for you, deck one, that doesn't look like being busier. It looks like doing less and receiving more. Like that's the reality that's available for you to shift into very quickly here. I'm getting in the next few days to weeks. Like that is the reality that you are being invited to, or being like, I'm seeing like a portal is opening up for you with this eclipse, with this kind of season, with this time of year. Like I'm just seeing, and any time beyond that, it's like it starts with this moment in time is like you have this portal opening to this other timeline, this alternate reality, this different future for yourself, to be able to switch tracks, to be able to do less, but do more of what you love, or put more of your energy into the things that feel aligned to you, and then therefore receive more. And because at that next level of abundance, this new timeline, this upgraded financial reality that you're being invited to step into, you're not working your butt off there, is what I'm getting. Like it looks like so much more ease, calm, flow, right? Like I'm getting this message from that timeline for you that I can hear you saying in that timeline, like, I never thought it could be this easy. But you're kind of laughing like, how funny that I didn't think it could be this easy, but look at how easy it really is. That's honestly the truth with money, you guys. It's honestly the truth with money. What I found with doing this work for 6+ years and working with literally thousands of people on shifting their financial realities is like, I've just found that it's way harder than we make it. Money is way harder than we make it. Because money is just a physical representation of an energetic flow, of an energetic frequency. So when you start to do less and allow money to flow to you, allow things to come to you, and when you do take action, you're taking aligned actions and you're pouring everything you've got into those aligned actions. Like, oh my gosh, that's when that's like, it gets to be that easy. It's like, that's really it. You want a simple formula for manifesting more money? It's like, and I mean, I feel like I could say this to anyone, but this is the message that you need to hear right now. And the kind of the permission slip I keep getting that's being given to you right here by the universe with this reading is like, do less and understand that doing less leads to more, because you're not getting in your way. You're not overdoing it. You're doing the things you are doing, the few select things you do, with more intention, with more power. And therefore they're more effective. And therefore they flows to you. And you also become an energetic match for that timeline where you are doing less and earning more, because you're bringing that into the now. It's like a kind of paradoxical catch-22 thing, right? So the formula, really, if you want an easy formula, is stop doing the stuff you don't want to do that feels terrible, that's really unnecessary that you're telling yourself is necessary to make more money, but it's actually not making you more money. Like, pull your energy back from those things bit by bit. Do it gradually if you have to. If you have to leave like a whole job to do this, it's like, do it over time. But pull your energy back from the things that do not feel good to you. Put it in the things that do feel good to you, that feel aligned. Even if they're out of your comfort zone, they might be a little scary, but you just know inexplicably they're right for you. Pull your energy back from things that don't feel good. Put it into things that do, and allow the money to come in. Like, that's what it comes down to, right? But we don't allow it to be that easy because we don't believe it is, because we're told it has to be so difficult. But let me ask you this, deck one, the people who you learned that money had to be hard from, right? Are they people that had a lot of money and that enjoyed the way the money came to them? Were they happy people? Were they people you would want to trade lives with? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then why would you want to take on their advice? Because you're going to get their results. Those are the rules they're playing by. That's the reality they create with those rules. And if you've been hustling and doing so much and you're still not exactly where you want to be, or if hitting those goals, manifesting what you desire feels harder, then it's time to try something else. You have a lot of evidence that's showing you it's not working, so it's time to heal whatever beliefs you have that I can't make more by doing less. So this is something for you to journal on, which reminds me, I'm going to pull my Wealthy Woman journal now, and then we'll get another deck in here and pull some more cards for you. But this is something for you to journal on. It's just a question of what story or stories, right? Plural, because we often have many. So what stories do I have, or rules do I have, or beliefs that I have? What stories do I have that tell me that money can't come when I'm doing less, when I'm relaxing, when I'm only doing what excites me, right? What stories do I have that tell me that it's not safe to do less if I want to make more money? Why do I believe that? Get curious about these things. Journal on those sorts of questions. See where these things come from. Start to heal these things, right? And I'll also tell you, you want to get really good at, first of all, healing these sorts of things, and also like doing less and making more. Come join me in the Wealthier membership, because that's so much of what we're kind of leaning into this month and next month inside the membership with our current challenges, with our money magic challenge. There's so much of seeing how powerful you are and how easily money can flow to you by doing things that feel enjoyable to you, right? And creating more of that relationship with money. So we're focusing on that this month. And then also we have, next month we're doing our receiving mode challenge, which is literally about doing less to make more. And then also a past month in there, which you can still access, we have, I shared my 21 prompts I use to heal any money blocks I or my clients have. And people love that. Like, so many people cleared huge money blocks. And so any stories around this stuff can be cleared with those prompts too. So that's all in the membership. I will leave that link below. But right now we are going to grab my Way of the Wealthy Woman journal, which is currently available for pre-order. So I'll put that link below as well. But so many people have been getting their advanced copies, and it's been so fun to see. But this is technically a journal, but much more than a journal. And I often like to use it like an oracle deck in its own right, where I just close my eyes, flip to a random page, and see what comes up, and see whether it's those mantras or that quote or the visualization or the channeled writing or the prompts themselves or whatever you need to hear right now. So let's see what you need to hear to help you really, I want to see, like, what do we need to hear in order to help you really integrate this idea that you can work less and do more, and really integrate that so that your energy calibrates to that and you start to shift into a timeline where that actually becomes your reality. So let's see. All right, I'm going to close my eyes and just flip to a random page. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is one of there's a couple mini chapters of channeled writing that I did in the journal. They separate each of the 4 sections for the 4 kind of areas you can work on to calm more money into your life. And right here, walking in worthiness, I'm just going to read the first few sentences of this for you because it's, oh my gosh, so perfect. So this is what you need to hear right now. Really let this sink in. The key to an overflow of abundance does not lie in struggling. In fact, hard work for the sake of hard work often impedes the flow of prosperity. Like, is this, we can now flip to a more perfect page. The truth is that you are naturally abundant. You are part of this infinite, expansive universe existing amongst the stars and all manner of wonders. It is only when you understand how wondrous you are, when you tap into the innate abundance of your soul, that wealth becomes inevitable in your life. So there's so much more, right? And there's clearly like prompts on this inside the journal and exercises to do to activate that kind of like understanding. But that's the message that's really come through, is like, in order for you to be able to trust that, you know, by doing less and putting more into the few things that you do rather than just a ton of things and kind of like shotgun approaching the way you make money and having to do all the things, in order to really lock that belief in that you can do less and make more or receive more, you have to understand that there's this inherent worthiness you carry. And maybe this is even something to heal, of like this belief. And I know I've had this crop up over the years for myself of like, and this comes from the school system where I learned that if I worked hard enough, I could get straight A's. And like, I've found that I've had to heal the belief that if I'm not working hard, then the money can't come in, right? If I'm not struggling, if I'm not burnt out, then the money can't come in. If I'm not exhausted, if I'm not challenged, if I'm not even frustrated, the money can't come in, right? Like that was a kind of old subconscious story I had for a long time that I had to clear, that I'm getting might be something for you to look at. So take that if that resonates, that it might be that you have an old subconscious story that it's like you gotta look at, because we often don't think that that's a worthiness issue, but it is. Because we're making it mean that like I'm only worthy, I'm only doing enough, I'm only enough in order to receive the money when I'm working hard, when I'm burning out, when I'm struggling, when I'm doing all the things, when I'm checking everything off the to-do list. What if you were just worthy because you're worthy? Right, deck one? What if you're worthy of receiving abundance because you are abundance made human, made manifest. You are abundance made manifest. Wow, that is a powerful message coming through for you. You are abundance made manifest. Deck one, I'm getting like emotional saying this. I'm feeling these tears well up in my eyes of like this truth. Wow. I'm getting that like God, the creator, the universe dreamt of abundance, and you are that dream of abundance. Like you are abundance made manifest. You exist because of abundance. You exist in abundance. You are abundant in thoughts, in feelings, in cells, in atoms, in emotions, in desires and dreams. Like you are so wildly abundant. Do you get it? Like you're abundant. So why would you not be a match for effortless external material abundance when you are abundance? But if you are hustling and acting like you're not abundance, then you're taking yourself off of that wavelength. You're blocking the flow. Stop doing so much that it masks your natural worthiness for abundance. Okay, I feel like we've gone forever on just these 3 cards. Let's get some more cards out here for you. Oh my goodness. Purification, trout and lily of the valley. Yep. Purify your life, your activities, the things you're doing, of the things that like just are burning you out, that you have made some weird rules around, some arbitrary rules that say I have to do this thing in order to make more money. Do you really? That's something I ask myself actually quite a bit. Sometimes I'll find myself saying or thinking things like, okay, I got to get this video up. I got to do this thing. I got to post this thing. I got to write an email. I'm like, do I really? Or can money just come in because it comes in? Can it come in miraculous and unpredictable or predictable ways just because it does? And sometimes the answer is yes. And often the answer is I don't really need to do that. Do I want to do it? No, then I'm not going to do it. Because I am the energy of abundance. And when I live on that frequency, the things I do call money into me regardless of time and space. So that's what you're kind of being guided to do, is purify your life, your actions of the things that don't align with you. And this is what's going to bring in more happiness into your life, more abundance. Let's grab another deck for you. Okay, what else does deck 1 need to hear? I feel like we'll do this and maybe another deck for you. Releasing the past, emerging, transforming energies transmuted. Yeah, what past things are just keeping you like stuck in this hustle or burnout or overdoing it? Even if you're not burned out, where are you just doing things, giving your power away to things you don't actually want to do? The edge, take a chance, do something different. Like I said earlier in this reading, you know exactly what life looks like and how it feels when you're operating at this level of trying to do everything or all the things or more things than you really want to do because you just feel like you have to in order to be able to make money, meaning I'm not enough to just make the money. I have to be doing something, more to make money. If I were making more money, I'd have more. If I were doing enough, I'd have more. It's not necessarily true. That's not the way it flows, right? So you already know what living life with those rules results in. It's where you are right now, which could be good. It could be fine, but you want to get somewhere else. You want to get into another timeline where you can actually work less and receive more. Try working less and receiving more and doing it with intention, right? Take a chance, do something different. A couple more. I feel like there's a little bit more guidance for you for deck 1. Be present, find clarity in the moment. I'm seeing that the portal, the way you're going to kind of jump into this new wealthier timeline where you're making more by doing less, deck 1, is by being present. Like the portal already exists is what I get. It's already opened. As of today, at any time you're finding this video now or into the future, this portal is already open because of this solar eclipse, this time of year, like with everything that you've done and every version of you've been so far in your life, it is all culminated to this moment where a portal is opening. It's already open. It's in the present. The only way you can find it is in the present. It's not in the working so hard that one day you'll get there. It's not in the regretting about the past, right? It's being so present in the moment and tuning into what you truly want to do, what feels right to you, even if what feels right to you is resting or not doing that thing you hate doing that you don't really actually need to do, but you're telling yourself you need to do to make more money. That portal to what you want is in the present moment. Okay. So be present. Be present. Tune into what do I actually want? What does my body want? What do I want? What feels good? What feels right? What feels correct? What do I just know? What am I being tugged toward intuitively that I can't explain, but I just know I got to do? That I'm being called toward. That's the next step. Sometimes that's rest. And then from rest, you're quiet enough to then hear the next aligned action, right? So this is really the message. This is the upgrade you're being offered, is an upgrade to working less and doing more. Doesn't that sound great? Do less, receive more. That's your upgrade. That's the timeline you get shifted to. How do you do it? By actually starting to do that now. You create that reality from now. But I'm getting that the moment that you start to actually do this, you actually start to do less and pour more of your energy into the few things that are aligned. The moment you do that, you're going to start to see immediate confirmations that you're on the right track, that you've stepped through this portal. Like I'm getting that there will be immediate rewards, immediate gifts, immediate either increases in income or news or opportunities opening up that you'll look at it and be like, okay, I see now. Like, right, I see finally how much I've been holding myself back by doing too much. So, wow. Deck 1. This is exciting. I don't know what the other readings are going to hold yet, but I'm going to tell you, I feel like everyone's going to be jealous of this reading for you if they didn't pick it in here later. Because it's like, this is, in my mind, and I mean, maybe this isn't the case, right? But for me, I'm always like, who doesn't want to just do less and receive more, right? Because when you do less and receive more, then you have more freedom, more power to do what you want when you want, right? Like, whether it's time freedom or financial freedom or what creative freedom, whatever it is. I saw 2323 for you on my phone. And I saw 23 on my phone. So, okay, yeah, there's a lot of confirmation coming through here. So, lots of 3s as well. And I see that this new timeline, like within 2 to 3 months of this reading, things can look completely different for you as long as you're actually starting to pull. I see you like pulling that timeline through the portal into where you are now by being present, doing what feels aligned to you. You're pulling that version of you into the present. It's almost like you're remembering the future. Wow. This is really, really phenomenal. I am excited for you, deck 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading. Let me know how it resonated. I always really appreciate seeing your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It means so much to me and gives me motivation and inspiration for future videos. So thank you if you comment below. You are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want ongoing support, more support, and access to all the resources you need to more quickly manifest this wealthier timeline where you're doing less and receiving more, then definitely come join me and hundreds of other like-minded people inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. being in the Wealth Vibe is the only way to get daily exclusive mini money readings from me, win private card pulls from me, join our book club, our monthly money manifesting challenges, including our money magic challenge that just started and is so fun and so playful and powerful. It's also where you can join me for powerful live interactive monthly readings and so much more. It's crazy. It's a steal of a price, and it really includes everything you need to continually upgrade your financial reality in a way that works for you. So that link is below in the description pinned comment for you. Of course, the link to also order your copy of the Wealthy Woman deck and the journal we pulled from a bit ago is below as well, so you can have those amazing tools for divine guidance and expansion into more abundance at your fingertips. So with all that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and just ease of doing less and receiving more and trusting in that. Deck 1. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 2. This is your reading to uncover what message the universe has to help you upgrade your money frequency and shift into a new timeline, a new wealthier timeline, right? The day that this video is posting is the solar eclipse and new moon. This is a huge portal for upgrades right now. And with October upon us, the veil is getting thinner between non-physical and physical, between even our desires and our 3D reality. So lots of potential and opportunities for huge upgrades to come through right now. And I've been feeling very tapped into this powerful energy. So I'm really excited to see what messages we channel here together, what guidance comes through for you in this reading. Now, if you want to really harness the potent energy of this time of year, then be sure to check out the link in the description and pinned comment below to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. This is my low-cost monthly membership that I've created. We just started in there our 21-day money magic challenge. It just started yesterday on the 1st, and it is so powerful. I've created several guides for my favorite money magic spells and rituals that are included in there. Plus, the whole challenge and the way I've structured it gives you a simple way to rewire your mindset and fast track your shift into more abundance. The Wealth Vibe membership is only $25 a month, and with everything else that's included in the membership, like our book club, daily mini money readings from me, and so much more, it's really a no-brainer. So if you want to make October your most magical and most abundant month yet, then come join in with the link below. I would love to see you there. Now let's move your crystal out of the way, and we're going to start shuffling your pile here. I want to start with what message Source has for you to upgrade your frequency around money. We'll start there and then get into the timeline shifts. Oh, wow. Okay. The Giver. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is from my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. This is the deck that I authored that we're starting with here. And I'm getting that the thing that the universe really wants to get across to you here, the first message that we're opening up this whole transmission with for you, deck 2, is that the universe is saying, and it's interesting because this isn't always what comes through with this card, because typically this card, let me just say this, is typically more around like, don't be afraid to give. Don't be afraid to spend. Don't be afraid to release money, to allow money to flow out. You know, everything you give, and especially when you give your time, your energy, your money, sometimes your resources, your skills with a, open heart and from a place of abundance, you give abundantly, you'll receive abundantly, which is true. That can be something you might need to hear right now. But really what I'm actually getting is like this invitation to no longer hold back. Right? To no longer hold back specifically your energy, your gifts. Like I'm getting this energy of like this upgrade is available to you to step into your fullness more, to step into your bigness more is what I'm getting. Meaning like stop playing small, stop holding back. I'm getting that you've been holding back some gifts of yours, whether it's skills or insights or anything like that, but you've been holding back some sort of part of yourself that's meant to shine. And when you allow that part of you to shine, it's going to draw more abundance to you, right? Like I'm getting that a portal, right? This is with this eclipse today, and anytime you hear this afterwards, but with this eclipse and this new moon, like I'm seeing like a portal's opening up for you. Okay, like a portal's opening up. We all have different portals opening for us right now. And for you, deck two, a portal's opening up for you to step into a different reality, a different timeline, to upgrade right into a wealthier timeline where you are being massively compensated for what comes easily to you, for what you love to do, for your passions, right? So I'm getting that there's this timeline shift available to you where you're making money in either a totally different way or a much more enjoyable way than you currently are now. All right, so this could mean, some of you might be thinking of starting your own business, leaving your job and finding a different one, going back to school and learning something else and then monetizing that, right? Like, I'm getting a lot of that for some of you, but for some of you, it's just like a shift in your position at work or a change to your job description or something like that, but it just allows you to be compensated for something that you love to do. That is so fun to do. Like, I just see you making more money in a more enjoyable way. That's the timeline that's available for you starting now to shift into. But the way you're going to shift into it, right? The way you're going to shift into it is by no longer playing small now, right? Like, it's almost this thing of like, if you want to start being paid for what you love to do, start doing what you love to do now, right? And it's kind of like that almost, self-fulfilling thing. And this is really how we, through embodiment work, manifest our desires, right? But it's like, you almost have to become the version of you who has the wealth or the money flow or, job you want to have now before you have it in order to get it, right? And a lot of us we wait for a lot of different things in our lives to stop playing small. And when I say stop playing small, I'm saying like, you're not giving yourself credit. I don't even know that this is a conscious thing that a lot of you are doing. I'm getting for some of you, you're aware of where you're keeping yourself small, dimming down your light, playing small, not sharing your full gifts or sharing as fully as you'd like with the world because you're afraid of being judged or because you don't think it's valid in some way or enough in some way. But I'm getting that for most of you on this reading, you're not even aware so much that you're doing this. You probably will be after this reading, right? As we're shining a light on it. But more so what you're doing is you just don't think you have any gifts to give, or you don't think you think you're like sharing your gifts or your personality or whatever. And it's like, I'm getting that you've barely scratched the surface of what gifts you possess, the power you hold, and just the amount of light you can shine in this life. And I'm getting that there might be a story for a lot of you that you feel like being all of who you want to be, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, when I say shining your light, start doing what you want to do now, right? Like, do it in small ways, integrate it into your life bit by bit. So even if you're in a job that you don't love, how can you shine your light more in that job, right? If you don't have a job, but you want to make more money, how can you bring more of who you are and just your joy or what comes easily to you, your natural gifts, your skills, the things you're passionate about, into your day-to-day conversations with your friends or, into, your hobbies and things like that, or pursuing those things and deepening your craft around them. Like, where are you not giving yourself to the world is what I'm getting, right? But the more you start to give yourself to the world more fully, the more that the world will give back to you. The more you'll be compensated, the more money can come your way. So this is really, really interesting. So it's there's so much coming through for you. I'm going to pull some more cards, but this is like, I'm getting that there's this huge shift available to you, and it just starts by you being more of you, right? By not dimming down the parts of yourself that you think are too much for other people, whether it's your coworkers or your family or your friends or the online space or your community or your audience or your employer or whatever. It's like, don't dim yourself down, especially in anything related to what you do for work or the way you make money or the way you spend or invest your money. It's like, don't dim yourself down. Be who you want to be. Be what feels true to you. If you don't know what that is, it's whatever makes you the happiest. Whatever feels the most fun to you, right? It's like, give more of your true self to the world, and more money is going to come back to you. You're going to shift into this timeline, but you have to upgrade your energy, right? You have to upgrade what you're doing. You have to upgrade your frequency around money to know that the more that you give yourself to the world fully, the more fully the world gives back to you. You have so much to offer the world, deck two. So I see you have so much to offer the world. Stop doubting that you do. Stop doubting that what you want to say, what you want to do, the way you want to be is wrong, right? Like when we're not our true selves, we're in fear, we're in doubt, we're in lack, we're in stress, we're in fight or flight. It's like when you are at ease, when you are having fun, when you are excited, you are at your fullest truth. And when you're in your fullest truth, you magnetize money to you because your true nature is abundance. You are abundant by nature. And so when you are being you, you're being abundant and you attract abundance. Ooh, interesting, man. All right, we have breath of abundance. And so I'm not surprised. Breathing is like the most natural thing we do, right? And abundance should feel like breathing to you. And it can when you just start being all of you. The reason breathing, or the reason abundance doesn't feel like breathing, doesn't feel second nature, maybe isn't flowing as easily as you'd like or in as big of quantities as you like, is because you're trying to make it by not being you. You're trying to make it as some other version of you who's not you. It's not who your soul came here to be. And so money, any form of abundance should be easy, should feel like breathing to you, should feel natural to you because you are abundance, right? So everything you do as you should lead to abundance. So when you're not being all of you, when you're wearing a mask, when you're dimming your light, you're dimming also your natural ability to call in abundance. Yes, when you start actually giving all of yourself to the world will lay itself at your feet, is what I'm getting. You'll shift into this timeline where you are just treated like the goddess or god that you are. Like you will have people just giving you things, throwing money at you, throwing gifts at you, and you'll be able to receive them all effortlessly because you also know you've given. And just so we're clear, giving doesn't make you worthy of receiving. Those are two very different things. They're on very different frequencies and they are not connected. We often think like you have to give in order to receive, and once you receive, you should give. It's like that's all completely twisted and not at all the way that money flows energetically or how it works manifestation-wise, but it's a conversation for another time. But I do want to make note here that like the more that you give, the more that you know you'll be able to receive in a way that benefits everyone, because you know you're also giving in a way that benefits everyone. It's like how we give is how we receive, right? But they're not tied together. One doesn't make you worthy of the other. Does that make sense? So detangle that if that's twisted up in your mind at all, right? And that's a lot of deconditioning to do that a lot of us have to work through. But give yourself fully because it just feels so good. And then the world will give fully back to you and lay gifts at your feet. Like I said, throw money at you. Bring so much more abundance into your life, right? Like that's I just see you in this timeline, like shifting this timeline in the next few months to year where you are just living this life of like, you're just like, man, things just always work out for me. Things come so easily to me. Money always flows so easily. Opportunity, success just comes so effortlessly. Like it's like people can't help but give me money. They can't help but give me these things. Like you were, I don't even want to say spoiled, but like almost completely spoiled by money and by abundance. But you also have such a big heart and you give from your big heart, but you also give yourself fearlessly to the world. You don't doubt who you are, what you want to do, the way you want to do it. You just do it. And it's the reason you'll be so compensated for that is not because, you know, like you're going to be doing something necessarily groundbreaking, though you could. It's just like, do you know how few people live from the space of authenticity, of being authentic to the abundance that they truly are? Because we all are. We're all naturally abundant. But so many of us are not living as our true, authentic, and therefore abundant selves. Most of us are fearful, doubting, stressed, anxious, angry, like frustrated almost all of the time, especially when it comes to money. And so many people are trying to figure out who they need to be to make more money. They don't need to be anyone else. You don't need to be anyone else. You just have to be you. That's it. Because when you're just you, you share your gifts fully and with an open heart with the world. And that also means that people cannot help but want to give to you. Also, you inspire others when you're being all of you. Deck 2. You inspire others when you're being all of you. Because so few people do that. It's like a breath of fresh air. It's a breath of fresh air, right? Think about when you encounter someone who's truly confident in who they are, not just for show, but like truly confident, and you can feel that in their energy. And they're just sharing their gifts and being all of them, and you can just feel that when you're around them. Like that's magic and it's inspiring. right? And that's what you get to do for others. So I'm seeing you're being invited to step into, to upgrade to. And as you do that and do that for others, like everything that you want just comes in. So amazing. All right, I'm going to get here some guidance for you from The Way of the Wealthy Woman, and then we will dive into some more cards from other decks. But this is my newest, I guess we'll call it a journal. It's technically a journal, but it's more than that. It says so many different sorts of activities in here, whether it's little mini chapters with channeled writing on abundance, journal prompts, mantras, meditations, card spreads, right? Like all sorts of things in here to help you expand into more abundance. But I like to use it like an oracle deck. Sometimes where I just flip to a page and whatever we land on is exactly what you need to hear. So we're going to do that in a moment, and then we'll pull some more cards for you here. But let's see how we can anchor this in, how we can really anchor in this or almost activate for you, like this being all of yourself, right? Being all of you and trusting it's safe to do so. Okay, so I'm going to just flip to a random page. Ooh. We have, this is the conduit card for my Wealthy Woman deck. And this quote here, right? Tap into the divine flow of money. Allow it to flow to you and through. That's what's coming up. There's even a whole activation here, like a guided meditation that you can do. But what I really want you to see here is like this quote is what I think is meant for you right now. Really allow money to flow to you and through you, right? Like I'm getting that actually more money is going to come in for you the more that you're willing to like share your gifts with the world. I'm almost getting like the universe is saying, show me that once I send more money your way, right? This is the universe talking. Once I send more money your way, or more success or wealth or whatever it is you want, once I send more your way, show me that you're going to use that to empower yourself and not imprison yourself. Wow. That's powerful. Show me that you're going to use any abundance I give you to empower yourself and not imprison yourself. And the guidance I'm getting from that, like the interpretation to interpret that for you from sources, like that's universe saying, if I just handed you right now all the abundance you desire, you'd get weird about it. Meaning like you'd make weird rules around it, which I've had this happen to me. I've had it happen to several of my clients over the last 6+ years. I've worked with people to help them shift their financial realities, but I've seen when myself and other people have had huge leaps in income and success, right? And like having people just give things like enormous sums of money and other things to us. It's like what I have found is that we sometimes then make it, because it's something we weren't really ready for and we weren't being fully all of ourselves, we start making rules like, okay, those things I was doing to make the money happen, that wasn't just me being me, but that way I watered myself down, that must be the key. So I'm going to keep doing that to make more money. But that wasn't the thing that did it. That was just, it like happened in spite of that. But then we cling on to that weird thing we're doing and think that's the thing that made the money show up when it wasn't. And then we just kind of imprison ourselves with that thing, hold ourselves apart from more money, but also just make ourselves feel miserable and keep us further from being ourselves, right? And so the universe is saying there's just more shedding for you to do of the things that aren't aligned for you, and that it's not even necessarily that they're blocking the flow of money. It's that the universe is like, I don't want to reward you for doing those things and make you think those are the things you need to keep doing to make more money, if that makes sense, right? Like the universe is like, it gets to be so much easier. You get to be a divine conduit. And I am getting actually the universe is like so ready to flow more money to you. It's just waiting for you to show that once more money comes, it's not going to change you in a negative way, right? Like, and I don't mean by being greedy or selfish. I mean by being like, greedy or selfish with your truth, with your true self, right? Like I don't see any concern that like you're gonna all of a sudden make more money and then you're gonna become a bad, greedy, selfish person. I more see the universe is concerned that if it flows you tons of money right now, you're going to think that the way it happened was because you were being a certain way right now, like, you know, burning yourself out, overworking, doing things you hate, right? Like, and so then if the money shows up while you're doing those things, you'll be like, oh, that's what made it happen, when it wasn't. It was the little bit of alignment that you had maybe. But then you look at the things you hate doing or things that are unaligned and go, oh, that's what made the money. And then you just can say, okay, I better double down on those things I hate and that don't feel good and that make me play small and keep my gifts to myself or keep my light to myself and not authentically me. And that's not what the universe wants, right? So it's like, show me that you're willing to shed those things and be all of you, and the money will come in rushing in, right? Like it'll come rushing in. That's what I'm getting. I feel like we've gone so deep on just these cards for you, but they're so powerful. But I will also say, if you want more support in being all of you and seeing how that can allow you to make more money and have a more playful relationship with that and kind of clear up all this stuff, there's so many resources for this sort of thing inside the Wealth Vibe membership, including like our August challenge, which you can still find there, which was our 21 prompts I gave for healing your money blocks. Also our receiving mode challenge next month, and even our money magic challenge this month. It's like all of that goes such a long way toward helping you start to find your own unique magic, your own unique power, your own unique gifts, and like allowing that to shine through, right? Like seeing yourself as the magic. So come join me in there if you want to get in on all that, and really if this message is resonating and you really want to kind of amplify it. And really honestly, receiving is what we're working on so much in November with our receiving mode challenge as well. Effortlessly receiving in the good by relaxing, right? So much goodness, but that link's below. But let's see what else we have for you. Okay, we have 10 of Pentacles, right? We also have, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, 9 of Pentacles. So these are telling me like, this is how good things get to be once you start fully just being all of you. Just like stop worrying about what people are going to think, or whether you're good enough, or whether this is a legitimate thing that can make you money. It's like, just start getting your toes wet. You don't have to take huge risks or leaps, but like, just start playing with things. Just start being all of you. Just start honoring what you want to do. Because when you do that, like, oh my gosh, so much stands to be gained. Deck 2, like, holy moly. Oh my gosh. Like, you're gonna create like generational wealth and this absolute life of luxury, right? Of like just effortless luxury. Effortless success, effortless achievements, effortless wealth that lasts beyond your lifetime. But it's like, it cannot be achieved through being someone other than what your soul came here to be or do. Like it just does not compute. It doesn't work. And it's a good thing it doesn't work, because if it did, you'd have a lot of money right now and be miserable. And so this is the thing, is it's like you get to have it all is what I'm getting. But you gotta let it in, right? Like you gotta let it in, and the way you let it in is by stopping. Ooh, this is so interesting what's coming through. I'm getting that the more that you've been keeping yourself small, like not being all of who you are, not being confident in your gifts, not sharing your gifts with the world, not doing what you really want to do, not pursuing what you want to do, not doing it the way you want to do it versus the way you've been told you should do it to be successful or make money. It's like you doing that, keeping all of your gifts and power within you. Like, do you know how expansive your gifts and power are? Like, they're infinite, and you're keeping an infinite amount of gifts and power like in a contained space, like confined within you, shoved down. And that space that you're filling up with all of your gifts and light and power that should be shared with the world, it's taking up all the space where abundance is supposed to sit in you energetically. Wow. Holy crap. I've never ever even thought of it that way. I've definitely had the thought of like, when you're not being all of yourself, you're using energy to keep yourself in, and that exhausts you and drains you, right? To keep a damper on your gifts and your natural inclinations and intuitive hits and things like that. Like that takes a lot of energy to keep all that down, because that's not the way you naturally meant to flow. So I've definitely had that thought of like all that energy is being misused, but I've never actually even thought of it until now when I just channeled this for you. This is huge. This is beautiful. I think it's something everyone can stand to learn from, but you, especially deck 2 right now, is just like, wow. You're keeping all of your gifts and power and light within yourself, and you're not shining it as fully as you could. And all of that light and power and gifts, they're taking up all the space where money is wanting to fill you up, where abundance is wanting to sit in you energetically. You're filling that space with something. So of course there's no way for the money to come through, right? Of course there's no way. All right, let's see what else we have for you. We have Sunstone. Take pleasure in the things you do. Do the things you want to do the way you want to do them. I feel like we're kind of like, yeah, Garnet, ignite your passion. I don't feel like at this point the universe is like, you get the message. Do what you're passionate about. Do what excites you, right? Let's see. Let's find one more deck for you. I want to pull one more card, but I'm pretty sure we got the idea here. But it's like, there's such an abundant, like a crazy abundant timeline. Generational wealth is awaiting you, like wealth that extends beyond your lifetime. Effortless abundance and wealth, like you being like, I can't believe I get paid for this. This is so easy, right? Like that's that's what's waiting for you when you just start being yourself. That's how you activate. That's how you upgrade your frequency around money. Be you. You're more than enough, my love. Let's see what else you need to hear. Write a letter. Ooh, write a letter to your inner child. Wow, this is really powerful. I think this might be something that it's going to be a little bit heavy for some of you, but it's going to be so healing and nourishing in the end. But this keeping down, the suppressing of who you naturally are, I'm getting a lot of it comes from childhood, right? And I mean, it makes sense. I think that's the case for a lot of us. But when were you told, you might want to journal on when were you told as a child that you weren't enough, or that you were doing something wrong or in a way that was not right, or that your interests weren't valid, or that you couldn't make money doing that when you grew up. So focus on, what you do, what you should do, or what your parents wanted you to do. And like, where were you told to shove yourself into a box? Where were you told to limit yourself? Right. And identify that, and then write a letter to that version of you, that inner child, and let them know that it's safe to let all of you shine now. And that actually the greatest gift you can give to the world is yourself. Deck 2. And I mean that. I can sense like the greatest gift you can give to the world, Deck 2, is yourself. You are the gift. You have gifts, but you're the gift, right? Your light, who you are, the way you just want to be and carry yourself through the world, whatever you're passionate about doing for work or hobby-wise or otherwise, it's all a gift. You're a gift to the world. Start acting like it. Start sharing the gift that you are with the world, and the world will shower you with gifts in return, right? Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I also have a inner child healing meditation within the Wealth Vibe membership as well. And it's something we talked about a little bit in those prompts I mentioned that are in there, but there's lots of resources for all of this. But yeah, there's a lot for you to shift here, but honestly, it's like my biggest guidance for you to implement what we've uncovered here for you, Deck 2, is to start asking yourself, like, what are the things that just excite me, that light me up? Where do I want to do things, or how do I want to be in a way that I haven't allowed myself to because I'm afraid of what other people will think, or I'm afraid of whether it'll make me money or not? Like, where am I not being fully true to myself in what areas of my life? And then just pick one of those areas and start smallly, like just in small ways, slowly, just being 5%, 10% more true to yourself each day in that area, until finally you're 100% true to yourself in that area, and then move on to the next area. And often as you do that, a lot of things are interconnected. And so as you start being more authentic or more true to yourself and honoring what you want and who you are in one area, it kind of ripples out into the other areas, but you can kind of turn your attention to each one in turn. And then after doing that for a while, it's like you'll be all of you. And along the way, more and more money will come in, because the universe will be like, great, I'm seeing now that like the more money comes in, the more it'll empower you to continue down this path, rather than continue down the path which you were on before, which is trying to fit yourself into the box of who you think you need to be be successful or be abundant. And that's the answer to that question is you. You have to be you. And be so in love with yourself. Validate the hell out of yourself. See how valuable and worthy you are. And just give yourself the gift of being you, and giving the gift of you to the world. Wow. All right. Wow. Lots of wisdom for you coming through. Some wisdom, some new takeaways from me too from this one, which is rare. So this was really exciting, Deck 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading. Let me know how it resonated. I truly appreciate seeing all of your comments on these videos. It means the world to me to see how these readings connect with you, how they resonate, and it gives me more motivation and inspiration for future videos as well. So thank you for commenting if you do comment here. Now you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. If you want more ongoing support and access to all of the resources you need to more quickly manifest this insanely wealthier timeline, definitely come join me and hundreds of other like-minded people inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. Being in the Wealth Vibe membership is the only way to get daily exclusive mini money readings from me, win private card pulls from me, join our book club, and our monthly money manifesting challenges like our Money Magic Challenge and our upcoming Receiving Mode Challenge. And it's also the only way to join me for powerful live interactive monthly money readings and so much more. It truly is a steal of a price and includes everything you need to continually upgrade your financial reality. And of course, that link will be below, and I will also include the link for the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck and the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal. So that way, if either of those tools call to you, you can grab those or both of them so that you can get divine guidance on demand for more abundance. And the journal is just so fantastic for expanding into more abundance whenever you want. Honestly, this is a great place. We have a whole healing section in here if you really want to dive into some healing work around some of this keeping yourself small, right, in regards to money. So those links will be below as well. But with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 3. This is your reading to uncover what message the universe has to help you upgrade your money frequency and shift into a new, wealthier timeline. The day that this video is posting is the solar eclipse and new moon. This is a huge portal for upgrades right now, and with October upon us, that veil between non-physical and physical, our desires and our 3D reality, it's all getting thinner at the moment. So lots of potential and opportunities for really big upgrades to come through right now. And I've personally been feeling very tapped into this powerful energy, so I'm really excited to see what messages come through here for you. Now, if you want to really harness the potent energy of this time of year, then be sure to check out the link in the description and pinned comment below to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. We just started our 21-day money magic challenge in there yesterday. That was on the 1st of October, and it is so powerful. I have created several guides for my favorite money magic spells and rituals that are included in there, plus the whole challenge, the way it's structured, gives you a simple way to rewire your mindset and fast track your shift into more abundance. It's only $25 a month to join the Wealth Vibe, and with everything else that's included in the membership, like our book club, our daily mini money readings from me, and so much more, it's a no-brainer. So if you want to make October your most magical and most abundant month yet, come join in with the link below, because I would love to see you there. So that being said, let's move your crystal out of the way and dive right in. All right, so I'm going to start shuffling. I want one card to tell me what message the universe has initially to help you upgrade your frequency around money. And then we'll get into shifting timelines from there and all of that good stuff. So, Cosmic Celebration. I love this card, especially for this reading. Oh my gosh. I'm getting that the universe is like literally all you need to do, deck 3. It's like the easiest thing, but so easy that it can be like deceptive, right? And how effective it can be. But all you need to do to shift into a wealthier timeline is start celebrating the wealth you already do have, right? It's like, this is the invitation for you. This is where you get to upgrade your frequency around money, is like, how can you get more into this celebratory frequency around money? How can you start getting your energy more into a natural state of celebration of all the abundance you already have? Because when you do that, you start to then attract, right, from that energy of celebration, more things to attract, or more things to celebrate, excuse me. So it's like, this is so exciting. So I'm getting that there have been some things for you to celebrate recently, and maybe you've been excited about them, but the universe is like, you've not made a big enough deal about these things. Like, they might have been that you got a new job. It might have been that you made a sale in your business. Maybe you're making regular sales in your business and you kind of just normalize those and you're not really seeing how amazing it is that they're coming through. I could see that maybe for some of you, you've sold something, like not in a business sense, but in like maybe a home, or you've sold a car, or just had a garage sale or something, but you sold some stuff and made some money. And it's like, the universe is like, why aren't you celebrating every little way that money has been coming to you? Why are you not making a big deal out of this, is what I'm getting. Like, maybe you did celebrate a little bit, but the universe is like, go harder, go harder with the celebration. Like, and it may sound ridiculous, but I can tell you that about 5 years ago, was it 5 years ago now? Wow. I was about a little over a year into my business, and I think that was right around the time where I kind of made this quantum leap from barely making 2K months in my business to making 20K months in like the span of like 6 weeks. I went from like 2K to 20K months. And a huge part of that, there was a lot that went into that strategically, energetically, but a thing that I was doing regularly, and my mentor at the time had me doing regularly, was celebrating every little thing. Like making a huge freaking deal about every penny that came in. Like find a penny, literally find a penny on the street, find a coin on the street, a cent, celebrate. Excitement. Thank you, universe. Oh my gosh, more money's coming to me. This is so exciting. Just joyfully jumping up and down. I was the one who found it. Thank you, universe. This is so amazing. I'm gonna, like put this penny in this special place in my wallet and just so excited. You like celebrate. Okay. But like also make sure you're doing that, especially with the bigger things. You're celebrating your regular paycheck that's coming in and celebrating that money continues to come in, because it could not, right? Or if you don't have money coming in right now, like, do you have someone who's constantly giving you food, or like are your parents gifting you money? Do you have money coming from a loan? Do you have money coming from government assistance? Do you have money coming, or like a support in other ways that aren't necessarily financial, but like what abundance do you have in your life, whether it's particularly money, but also any other form of abundance? And how can you make more of a big deal out of that? Like, get in the energy of celebration. Celebrate these things. To this day, when I make like a big sale in my business, or just when I make a good amount of sales, or I just have like another month that I'm like, so whatever I make, I celebrate at least every month, if not more often. I take like a really fancy bubble bath and pour myself a nice, like, I don't drink much wine anymore as I'm getting older. I'm in my mid-30s, but as I'm like, I tend to make myself like a really nice iced tea, or like a fancy kombucha drink or something. And it's just like I like candles. It's like I do it all with the energy of celebration and gratitude, right? And it's just like, this is the guidance for you. Like, this is how you upgrade your financial frequency, and it's going to lead to some amazing stuff, right? Ooh, I'm also getting like, what have you been learning about money, or learning in your career, or skills that you could be using to make more money, right? Like celebrating those things as well. And also celebrating how far you've come. Wow, this is a big one. Celebrate how far you've come, how much you've changed in your career, your finances, your money mindset, your healing around money. Like, how far have you come inwardly and outwardly around money and career? And celebrate all those changes you've gone through. You've gone through so many changes, Deck 3. I see like your whole lifetime has been change after change after change after change after change. And it's beautiful. Like, you keep getting more capable, more powerful, more skills under your belt, right? Like, you've been changing, and this is the beautiful thing. You get to keep changing as well, right? But there's such a difference with changing and learning lessons around money or success or in your personal life because you have to, versus because now you're celebrating them. Like when you are changing and you're resenting the change and resenting the turbulence in your life, that doesn't feel good. That's not the energy of celebration. It's not the energy of abundance. But when you instead start looking at all the changes that you go through from this point on, all the transformations you go through, whether they're chosen or not for you, or you just kind of default into them, but it's because of life circumstances. It's like when you change and keep getting excited and celebrating who you're growing into, who you're becoming, what's changing your life, all the ways that you are upgrading, and just this adventure of life that you're on. Like when you're celebrating every change, every turn in the road, and celebrating your ability to flow with it all, it's like you again are shifting into that timeline of abundance. And I'm getting that's what makes the world of difference. Is it's like you can go about life cursing every moment of it and wishing it were different, or you can just celebrate everything that comes and getting curious about like, well, what's next? What's next? This is amazing. Look how far I've come, and what's next? What else is coming? And seeing life as this grand adventure, right? And when you're in that mood of celebration, that energy of celebration, like you just become this magnet to abundance. So how far have you come, right? And celebrating the hell out of yourself for that. Like, you've come so far. You've done so much, Deck 3. I see that in your lifetime. You'll do more than most people do in 2 or 3 lifetimes. Celebrate that. That's a gift. That's a strength. That's a blessing. It's something you can wield to your advantage too. Wow. Yeah. This perspective shift of, it might feel like it's sometimes life or money or career is harder for you than others. And it's not that it's harder, it just looks different. It looks more turbulent and rocky because you are someone who is a perpetual, like almost shapeshifter, almost continual student of life, even. But that doesn't mean you can't be abundant. It just means the way abundance is going to flow to you will look different. And it also means you have more wisdom, more knowledge, more skills that you have to offer that you can leverage to make more money. So celebrate. Don't look at, oh, poor me, I've gone through so much. Go, wow, look at how much I've grown through. And celebrate that. Celebrate yourself. Wow. This is really, really cool. Again, if you want If you want to learn how to get into the energy of celebration, especially around money, really easily, this is so much of what we're doing with our monthly challenge this month inside of the Wealth by Membership with our Money Magic Challenge that I mentioned at the beginning of this reading. Like that's part of the practice of it, is to be looking for abundance and looking for ways that money flows to you magically and celebrating those things and getting into the habit of rewiring yourself to be looking for and expecting and celebrating those things so that more of those things happen, right? So if you want to come get in on that, come join me in the Wealth by Membership. Also, we just love to celebrate in there too, so you're welcome to come celebrate. So right now, we're going to get a little guidance from here, and then we'll pull some more cards from other decks. But what I want to do is channel some guidance from The Way of the Wealthy Woman, which is my new, we'll call it a journal that's out. It's available for pre-order, so I'll leave the link below. But this is more than a journal. There are prompts in here. There are channeled writings. There are card spreads. There are meditations. Like there's so much in here to help you expand into more abundance. And I am going to use this like an oracle deck in its own right now, which is a way I love to do it for myself, where I'm going to close my eyes and flip to whichever page we randomly land on, and that will be whatever you need to hear to help you integrate this whole message here of how can you really lean more into cosmic celebration? How can you upgrade into this energy of celebration around money so that you can shift into this wealthier timeline? And then we'll get some more cards in a bit on what that wealthier timeline looks like as well. All right, so I am just going to flip to a random page. Whoa, hello. Okay. Here we have a quote from one of the other cards in the Wealthy Woman deck, which is, "The great secret to creating wild abundance in your life is this: you must become the living embodiment of the abundance you seek." So again, what we were talking about here of if you want more things to celebrate, more money flowing in for you to celebrate, you have to start being in the energy of celebration now around all things money, for the money you already do have, right? Like this goes for so many other things, but specifically for your reading, you want your next timeline, I'm sure, right? Like you can let me know in the comments how this is, but do you know if in your wildest dreams, in your fancy of when you make more money or you have more abundance in your life, do you envision yourself celebrating? Do you envision yourself being excited about having more money? About being grateful for having more wealth in your life and everything it allows you to do? Are you celebrating more? Then start celebrating now, right? Like the fastest way to create more abundance in your life, the great secret is that you must become the living embodiment of the abundance you seek. You want wealth worth celebrating? Start celebrating the wealth you have now, right? So it's the guidance from The Way of the Wealthy Woman for you, which I think is very appropriate. Okay, let's pull some more cards. I want to know, let's see, I'm going to grab this deck. What is your life in this new timeline? Once you have started just celebrating the hell out of your life, really just going nuts with like crazy levels of celebration. Once you've started doing that, what is deck three's next wealthiest timeline going to look like? Well, that's very interesting. I know these are two different animals, but they look very similar here. The weasel and pine and the otter and cattail, both on these blue backgrounds, right? This is not just like a blue deck by any means. You can see it's very different. I've never seen these two cards come up together, as far as I'm remembering, right? They could have, but this is a very interesting pairing. I'm getting for you that, wow, as soon as you start celebrating, and getting in the habit of celebration and this joyful gratitude for all the abundance and wealth you do have already flowing into your life, yes, more will come in, and so much to the point where you'll have so much more peace and space for like yourself, space for introspection, space for being with your thoughts. I get that that's something that right now you feel like you maybe don't have a lot of, is you don't have a lot of peace, especially around like money or even in your like your schedule, because you're constantly hustling and trying to make more money, right? Like I just see that this next level, this new timeline, this wealthier timeline that you're going to shift into as you start being in the energy and upgrading to the energy of celebration around money more, is going to be one that's so much more peaceful and just gives you so much more. I'm seeing so much time freedom for yourself. Like you just have this ability to have control over your schedule, control over, like giving yourself those days where you have more quiet to just be with yourself, with your thoughts, and just enjoy like the sweetness and the calmness, the peace of life, right? Like I see so much more peace for you with this new timeline. Let's see what else is coming up. When I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. Yeah. So again, joy, celebration, like when you're introducing this joy for what you already have, this celebration of it, you change, like you shift into this timeline. This is just some confirmation is all that this is really, but it's beautiful. Let's see what else we have. Epidote, go deeper, deeper with your celebration. Go harder with it, right? I feel like we're starting to, yeah, Apophilite. We're just starting to get the same message looping in, which happened with deck 2, where the message was like, you get it, this feels complete. I feel like there's something else for you here, though. Let's see with this deck. Okay. I feel like we've got the message here. Go deeper with your celebration. You're going to unlock so much more peace, calm, a timeline of like luxurious calm. Yeah. Okay. Here's our new message. Whatever rage you have right now, anger, frustration, right? Anything like that with segment here with rage. It's like any frustration or anger that you have that you're not where you want to be already. And I just saw 333. So this is good confirmation here. Any anger, frustration, negativity you have to where you are currently, to your current financial reality, or feeling like you can't get to where you want to be faster or more easily or at all. It's like anywhere where you're displeased with where you are right now. It's time to transmute that anger, that frustration into wisdom, right? With not here, with wisdom. It's also harkening back to the student card too, because that's from my Wealthy Woman deck. That's quite a meaning there. It might feel triggering or difficult to hear me say, like, start celebrating the wealth you do have. And if you feel like you don't have enough, or you're just objectively not where you want to be, or there's an absence of what you do want, or you don't feel like you can get to what you want, it's like that can be triggering. And also, even if it's not triggering, but you're just like, but how? How do I get there? The message here is to look for the lessons that you're learning or being offered the chance to learn right now. I can tell you this is something that's helped me so much in my own wealth journey, in my business, especially as an entrepreneur. But just like whenever things haven't gone the way I wanted them to, like with a launch in my business, or I've had a lower income month, like a dip in my income, or I felt like things weren't working right, or I had unexpected big expenses come up. Those things, like, they felt at the time like so final, and so like I was stuck, and I would get so upset about them and make them mean so much more than they really meant about me, about what was possible for me with my business or my finances in the future. And what always helped me through it was when I caught myself spiraling into that anger, that bitterness. For me, it's bitterness as a projector in human design. If you know human design, I'm a projector, and my not self-theme is bitterness or annoyance, right? Like I'd be so annoyed with myself or with others or the world or the situation, right? But it's like when I would catch myself entering into those sorts of kind of fiery emotions, right? I would stop and ask myself, what's the lesson that's being offered to me here? Because then all of a sudden I was taking my power back around the situation, and I was no longer feeling like this was happening to me. It was happening for me, right? And even though it could suck, but it's happening for me, right? And I would glean some sort of wisdom. And if I couldn't find it right away, I'd keep asking myself for a few days, like, what lesson do I think I'm being asked to learn here? Am I being asked to learn to slow down? Am I being asked to learn to surrender or trust? Am I being asked to value my work more? Am I being asked to, like, what am I being asked to learn here? What am I being offered the opportunity to learn by the universe or by the situation? And the more that I started to look for that, the more the anger would transmute into something I could use to propel my growth, your metamorphosis forward, right? So this is kind of like the big key, the energetic key for upgrading for you is wherever you feel frustrated and stuck and like you can't access this energy of celebration, ask yourself, what's the lesson that's being asked for me to learn here? What lesson is being offered to me here? Find the meaning in it. Give what's happening empowering meaning, right? And that's how you then continue to change. And I'm getting that you've probably already done this without maybe even consciously knowing you're doing this, or you've done it, but it's a reminder to do it more or do it now for whatever situation you find yourself in. All right, let's get at least one more card for deck 3. Flow with the rhythm. Get lost in the rhythm of movement today. So I'm getting that for you, deck 3. This could be quite literally like get out and move your energy, move your body, but I'm getting more that it's so important for you to flow with the rhythm of life, right? Like flow with the rhythm of life, flow with the rhythm of money. And honestly, celebration carries you through this so much. So like, again, like I was just saying, when it looks like that launch isn't working in your business, when it looks like you're not going to be able to find a job anytime soon, when it looks like you're not going to get that promotion you wanted at work, when it looks like you're just going to be stuck at this level of income for a while, how can you, instead of fighting against where you are right now, how can you start to flow with it? How can you find the little bits of good, the little miracles, the little bits of magic in your day-to-day life around money or career or success or otherwise, and really make a big deal out of those things and make them matter more than the things that don't? How can you be okay with where you are, or at least elements of it right now? Because that's going to not only transmute the wisdom, it's not going to also, it will, but it won't only also unlock all the wisdom that's available to you here that's going to help you in the future, but also it's going to help you start to attract more flow, more things to celebrate, right? So like, this isn't to say you just have to settle and give up. It's quite the opposite of how do you take wherever you are now and turn it into an empowering situation? How do you take the good and the opportunities from where you are right now and use it as like a springboard into your next timeline, your next evolution of yourself, your wealthier timeline, where you have this amazing peace and freedom, right? Like there's a portal that's opening right now for all of us with this solar eclipse. And for you, it's the portal of like when you get very okay with where you are right now and celebrate at a ridiculous level of the good things and the things that you can find to celebrate right now, and find the wisdom where you are right now, like that next level unlocks and you get to shift into a timeline of just complete peace and effortlessness and ease and kind of like that soft life energy, because you'll have the abundance and the resources and the means to be able to live that way. So yeah. All right, deck 2. Wow. Oh, I feel like this one kind of touched deep, you know? But I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this reading, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading. Let me know how it resonated, deck 3. I always truly appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. The comments you leave mean so much to me and give me so much inspiration and motivation for future videos. So thank you in advance for that. Now, you are, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want more ongoing support and access to all the resources you need to more quickly manifest this wealthier, peaceful, just like relief of a wealthy timeline is what I'm getting, then definitely come join me and hundreds of other like-minded people inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. Being in the Wealth Vibe membership is the only way to get daily exclusive mini money readings from me, win private card pulls from me, join our book club, join me for powerful live interactive monthly money readings, and join our our monthly money manifesting challenges. That's a mouthful. Inside of the membership, and so much more. That's also where our money magic challenge is currently happening. We just kicked it off, and you can dive right in today when you dive into the membership. But yeah, it is really, the Wealth Vibe is a steal of a price and really includes everything you need to continually upgrade your financial reality. So that link will be below for you. I will also leave the link below, of course, for the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck in case you want to get that and be able to channel divine guidance for all things abundance and prosperity whenever you like. And I will also, of course, leave the link for the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal. They're both on the same link, the Wealthy Woman deck and journal. And that's a great tool to have if you want to really expand at your own pace and in a very guided manner. That really is a go at your own pace inside of the journal. So that's available for you as well. Super powerful resource. So the link will be below. With all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, deck 3, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 4. This is your reading to uncover what message the universe has to help you upgrade your frequency around money and shift into a new timeline around money, a wealthier timeline. The day that this video is posting is the solar eclipse and new moon. This is a huge portal for upgrades right now, and with October upon us, the veil between spirit and physical world, our desires and our reality, is so much thinner. So lots of potential and opportunities for huge upgrades to come through right now. And I've been feeling personally very tapped into this powerful energy. So I'm really excited to see what messages come through here for you today, what we channel together here. Now, if you want to really harness the potent energy of this time of year, then be sure to check out the link in the description and pinned comment below to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. This is my low-cost monthly membership that I run. We just started our 21-day money magic challenge in there yesterday on October 1st, and it is so powerful. I've created several guides for my favorite money magic spells and rituals that are included there. Plus, the whole challenge, the way it's structured, gives you a simple way to rewire your mindset and fast track your shift into more abundance. The Wealth Vibe membership is only $25 a month, and with everything else that's included in the membership, like our book club, our daily mini money readings with me, our monthly calls, and so much more, I really feel like it's a no-brainer to join in. So if you want to make October your most magical and most abundant month yet, come join in with the link below. I would love to get to see you there. So with all of that being said, let's move our crystal out of the way and start shuffling. All right, so I want to get one card to start us off with here from my Wealthy Woman deck that I authored. This is my deck that I created, so I always love using it when I really feel this potent energy because I'm super tapped into this, right? Yeah, I want to know what you need to hear. What does Source have for you to help you upgrade your frequency around money? And then we'll get into how that's going to help you shift into a wealthier timeline. Okay, we have Rooted. The Rooted card in my Wealthy Woman deck is all about gratitude, right? And what I'm getting here for you is, it could be that like doing some sort of gratitude practice could help you, right? Like the typical, like write a list every day of the 10 things you're grateful for and that sort of stuff. But I'm actually getting for you that this is actually gratitude for everything you've overcome in terms of your finances or your career, even in your schooling, could be with your mindset around money. But like, I just see you've come further than you're giving yourself credit for. And as soon as you start giving yourself credit for how far you've come with your money, maybe you've paid off a lot of debt. Maybe you feel like you have a lot of debt, but it's because you went to school and like really did some phenomenal things and got some amazing certifications or credentials or degrees. Or maybe you bought a home and a car and you feel like cash poor, but you have like these assets and you've achieved these things that were like really important to you. Like, just seeing how far you've come, right? And it could also be like maybe you already are making a good amount of money, but it's not doing what you want, or you're not at the level you want yet. It's like, look at how far you've come. Like if you pick this pile, you've achieved something phenomenal with money in your life. Like you have. You maybe just don't see it that way right now because you're already looking at where you want to be next or what you don't have right now. But I'm getting that like as soon as you start really looking at how far you've come, could be with your inner growth, your relationship with money, with the way you spend it or manage it. It could be with big purchases or investments you've made, with really courageous things you've done with your money, with the way you've helped others with your money, what you've done for yourself and your family and generations to come with your money, how you've changed the world with it, how you've bought big things or, paid off big things or whatever. It's like you've done something, probably multiple somethings of amazing things around money deck for. That's what I'm getting. Like you've done something miraculous, if not multiple things miraculous in the past. And you got to give yourself credit for those things. Give yourself credit. Be grateful for who you've been and who you've become around money or career or success. And as you do that, you're going to upgrade your frequency around money. You're going to step into a new energetic frequency around it and being on the frequency of gratitude as well. But again, it could behoove you to do some traditional gratitude practices around money, like being grateful for the money you have and the bills it allows you to pay and the way it comes to you, or the job you have, or, the money that comes to you magically or effortlessly. It's like you can do that. That will not hurt. But the real key is having gratitude for you and your role that you've played with money, right? And the miraculous things you've accomplished with money. You are the magic, right? Is what I'm getting. You are the magic. Deck 4. I just wrote an email that included this line, and I get that it's coming through for you here. But you are the magic, deck 4. Like, Don't look at whatever's happened in the past that were really good, big things that you did with money or accomplishments you've had in your career and write them off. Like, don't attribute them to luck or coincidence. Like, you did that. You chose to be in the right place at the right time. You listened to your intuition, or you took that scary leap, or you got out of your comfort zone, or you pulled the trigger on something. You made the choice. You did something, right? Probably a series of somethings to have this miraculous thing happen. Don't write it off. Like, have so much gratitude for yourself and for what you've overcome, what you've accomplished around money, right? Like, so much gratitude, because that wasn't coincidence. That wasn't chance. That was you. You created that. Take responsibility and gratitude and celebration of it. That's what I'm getting. It's like, you need to have so much gratitude for who you've been and what you've done and what you've accomplished and overcome in your finances or career. You're the magic. And I say this too because, like, there's nothing else. I'm getting that also right now. Maybe you feel like you've been spinning your wheels, or you don't know what the next step is or what you need to do to get to that next level of abundance. So it starts to feel like kind of far away, even if it's maybe not. But I'm getting that you're so much more capable than you think you are of getting there. And the more that you start being so grateful for everything you've done, you start to see your own power more. And when you see your own power more and you believe in your own power more and what you're capable of, then it makes it so much easier don't know necessarily how you want is going to come, but you believe it can, and that you can make it happen one way or another, and that you can attract it and you can become the version of you who has it, because you've already accomplished something phenomenal. Why can't you accomplish something else phenomenal? So this is how you create more certainty in your manifestations, and therefore then cause them to manifest, right? So yeah, this is, we also have receiving mode. Really, gratitude for what you've done and everything you've accomplished and who you've become around money and career. And then open up to receive, right? Open up to receive the abundance. And when I say open up to receive, I mean, don't go looking for, like, trying to figure out how to make it happen. Allow it to come to you, right? I see you shifting into a timeline where you are just drawing in more and more abundance to you with ease. Like, it just keeps flowing and you keep receiving. And it's easy because it's not effortless. Like, I see that you're going to shift into a reality, a timeline where you're actually doing bigger and more things that would scare the pants off of somebody else. Like, I see you maybe in a job where you have a lot of power or responsibility. Maybe it's growing a business to a really big level, but I see you doing something impressive with your career, with your finances, and it would scare someone else to think about wielding that much power, that much wealth, that much responsibility. But it doesn't scare you. It just feels easy because you are continually rooting into your power, rooting into gratitude for what you've done and using what you've done in the past as evidence of what else you're capable of moving forward. Wow. And so you're, like, continually doing that. So you're continually rooting deeper and deeper and deeper into your power, and then taking aligned actions from there. And so those actions, they're actions that feel easy to you because you trust so deeply in your power and your magic and your strength in yourself and your ability to create what you want, because you have evidence that you can do it. So you just keep deepening, being like, well, what else can I do? If I can do that, what else can I do? There's no limit. And then you just keep receiving and receiving and receiving because you're willing to be that anchored into your power, right? The more you anchor deeply into your power and worthiness and deservingness, the more you can open up to receive, right? So I see you in this timeline where you're just making insane amounts of money, having insane amounts of wealth and influence. Again, I see you, it could be a very high-powered, a very, very influential job, or your money could grant you a lot of influence and power as well. But I see you in a timeline where that's your reality very soon. In the next couple of years, like, I'm getting like 2 to 3 years. That's like the pinnacle of it, right? Like, but it can happen very quickly. That can get underway quickly as soon as you start rooting into the gratitude for what you've done, right? And who you are, and using what you've done as evidence of being capable of anything, and other miraculous feats around money and manifestations around money. And because of that, when you believe so fully in yourself, it's like you're so open to receive because you expect to. You expect for things to go right rather than to go wrong. That's really exciting. This is like a lot of the kind of energy I like to live in, which is this energy. I call it sometimes fiery energy, like positive fiery energy. But it's, this is really like for me, like the energy I love to be in of like, I'm limitless. I can do anything I want. I can achieve anything. I can create anything. And therefore I expect to receive miracles. And then because I expect to receive them, they drop in, right? Also, if you want to get really good at rooting into gratitude for what you've done and what you've accomplished and the way money already flows to you, as well as opening up to receive, that's this month and next month's challenge, respectively, inside of the Wealth 5 membership, is learning how to root into our power, our magic through magic, or just looking at money more magically with our money magic challenge right now. And then next month in our November challenge, we're doing our receiving mode challenge of opening up to receive more easily, receive more, right? So these next couple months, they're going to be perfect for you, Deck 4. So if that resonates with you, that link is below. But yeah, wow. Because that's really the whole thing with the Money Magic Challenge, is rooting very deeply into your own power. Because you are the magic, not the spell, not the magical things you do. It's you are the magic. And when you see your own magic, and you know, you can have spell work and things like that to help you focus on and connect with and harness your inner magic and inner power. But when you know your inner magic and power, you are unstoppable. You're unstoppable. Because you don't get in your own way, you don't sabotage, you expect things to work out, so you go for it and you make things happen, you take big bold actions. Those are the only kind of people who can hold comfortably a lot of wealth and a lot of the power that wealth carries. Because you're rooted in your own power, right? So like, this is so much of what we're doing with this month's challenge. So definitely come join me in there. In the Wealth 5 if you want. So now I'm going to channel some guidance for you from the Way of the Wealthy Woman, and then we'll pull some more cards from other decks. But this is my Way of the Wealthy Woman. We'll call it a journal, but it's more than that. But it is now available for pre-order, so I'll put that link below if you want to grab your own copy. But this is, as I said, technically a journal. There are prompts in here, but there's channeled writings, mini chapters. There's money meditations and activations. There's card spreads. There's mantras. There's quotes and activating art. Like, there's so much in here to guide you through expanding into more abundance. But one way I love to use this journal is to open it up and just randomly flip with my eyes closed to a random page and see whatever prompt or whatever guidance is in there, then that's what I need to hear. So that's what we're going to do for you today, to see like, how can we help you root even more deeply into your power and have gratitude for how far you've come, so that you can open up to get into this timeline, to walk through this portal that's opening up right now with the solar eclipse. That'll be open from this point forward for you to step into, and to get into this like easy receiving mode, right? Where you're just continually receiving, because you're taking bigger and bigger actions, but it just feels so easy to you, right? Like, how do we get into that? So let's get some guidance for you around that. All right, so I'm going to close my eyes and flip to a random page. Ooh, okay. Sorry about that. My dog started barking, so I'm going to reread what I was going to read here for you. We have Trusting the Path to Prosperity. This is one of the mini chapters in the book, in the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal. And so I'll read this here. I think there's some perfect guidance for you here. Reaching new levels of wealth will require you to think, act, and be different from how you've ever been. It requires a venture into the unknown and many, many ego deaths. Any change, big or small, means that some part of your identity must die to make space for a new, more abundant version of yourself to be born. As you take bold actions and move outside of your comfort zone on your path to abundance, you may discover that you're questioning yourself more than ever before. You may feel uncertain of what the future holds, fearful of what may or may not come to be, and wonder whether it would be better not to pursue the prosperity your soul is yearning for. This is where trust is essential. Self-trust allows you to hear and act more clearly on your inner guidance. It's the constant whisper of, "I can do this," in the back of your mind. It's the unshakable belief that you can handle anything that comes your way. So there's more there, but I feel like that is the perfect guidance for you here, is that in order for you to be able to shift into this timeline, right, you have to, like we said, First of all, shift into gratitude and appreciation and empowerment via looking at what you've done so far and accomplished thus far around money or career in your life. And use it as evidence that you're capable, right? But then from there, you have to start fostering a deeper sense of self-trust, right? Like, because I was saying all of that, of saying you were going to take bold action, then we see bold action literally stated there in that page I randomly flipped to. We were also talking about how, like, you have to be willing to say, I can do this, right? I've got this. I'm capable of this, where other people would just completely crumble under the pressure, like I was saying, and just like be so freaked out at the level of wealth and power you're going to hold. You have to cultivate such rock solid trust in yourself. That's the message, right? There's a whole section, that's that whole section that bit was from, that I just read from The Way of the Wealthy Woman. It's the second section in the journal. There's 4 sections. The second section is all about trust. Cultivating self-trust and cultivating trust in the universe. For you right now, it's like trusting in yourself. You can do this. You can do hard things. You can do miraculous things. You've already done them. Why do you doubt your ability to do them more? That's what I'm getting for you. You are capable of so much more than you realize and that you're giving yourself credit for. Don't let your big dreams be scary to you. Let them be exciting, because you can achieve anything. You really can. But you can only achieve it when you know you're the magic, when you know that you are the power that creates your reality, not anything outside of you, right? When you realize that you can do anything you set your mind to, when you trust that you can become any version of you want or need to become to achieve whatever you want to have in your life. Like, nothing is off limits to you, deck 4. Nothing. So don't sell yourself short for how far you've come and how far you're capable of going, which is limitless. Oh my gosh. You have to cultivate some more self-trust. Yeah. Modest fortitude. And home. Yeah. Modest fortitude. Yeah. Work on feeling at home in yourself. Wow. I can't believe that came through quickly. Work on feeling at home in your intuition, at home with your inner guidance, at home with yourself, right? Like this home, right? Modest fortitude. Keep working, keep chipping away at the lies your ego tells you, the lies that your self-doubt tells you, that you can't do this, that maybe it won't happen for you, whatever your money you're trying to manifest or success you're trying to create. Don't listen, chip away, do the inner work to chip away at the parts of you that tell you, I can't do this. That's not your truth. That's not who you are. That's a lie from your ego trying to keep you safe. Remember in that passage I just read you, it said you have to go through so many ego deaths. The ego doesn't want that, right? Like, I'm getting that the ego is actually right now, deck 4, keeping you believing you're smaller and less powerful than you truly are, because it's afraid to change. It's afraid to know your true power. It's afraid to, like, there's that part of you that's afraid to step in your full power because you don't know what you're actually capable of. It's so much more than you can imagine. And that can be kind of terrifying. And yeah, even like hearing like you're going to hold this insane level of power in your career if you own your power, that's scary. Right? That can be scary because it's something different. It's something you maybe haven't considered or haven't let yourself dream of, that level of influence, of wealth, of success. And even though we think we want those things, there's a part of us that doesn't realize that we're capable of holding that. And we worry, what if we don't? What if we crumble under the pressure? What if we fail? What if it hurts us in some way? And so we tell ourselves we're not capable so that we don't go for it, so that we don't actually succeed. We don't have to find out who we're going to become on the other side of this iteration of our ego. So that inner work to become like, to feel at home in the truth of you, to feel at home listening to your intuition, and to feel at home trusting yourself. Like, trusting yourself should feel second nature to you, right? So doing that inner work, again, the wealth vibe is the place to do that. The cycle breaker, you'll get through it. Cycle ending, yeah. There's an ego cycle ending. Ego cycle ending, so that you can really truly say yes, like a full body, sacred, passionate yes to what you want and to what your soul came here to do, right? And that's where all the abundance exists for you. I want to pull another card or two. I want more info on what this timeline looks like when you shift into it, because I know it's like you're receiving effortlessly and you have a lot of money and abundance coming in. But there's also like a calm there. A calm. And Azurite, get laser focused and focus. Like, you're so focused, you're so clear. I get once you start tapping into, like, and this is like as you step through this portal that's opening up right now for you, and you start stepping into your power and using your past accomplishments and looking at them in a new light to affirm your power to yourself and connect with it and hold tight to your power more and come home to it. It's like as you start to do that, you will start to become so much more clear on what your life path is, what the next chapter of your life is meant to be. You're going to be so laser focused on it, and you're going to be like so, other people looking and be like, you're weirdly calm about this, because it's going to be huge and intimidating to everyone else, but to you, you'll be like, I can do it. And you're going to have such a calm conviction about it and confidence about it. That's going to it's going to freak people out a little bit in a good way. They're going to be really blown away by you. But that once you hit that laser focus, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I know what I want to do. Even if I don't know how I'm going to get there, I know I can do it. I'll find a way. I trust myself. You're going to be so calm and so focused on it. When you feel that, that's how you know you've shifted into that timeline. And that timeline is going to lead you to, oh my gosh, your whole life's destiny, your soul's path for this next chapter of your life. And to just radical amounts of wealth and power, which is phenomenal because you're going to wield it so incredibly well. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. And so this is so beautiful because remember I told you in the Way of the Wealthy Woman Journal, that section that we read from, that's all about trust. There was self-trust and universal trust. And I see that for you, the self-trust needs to come first. You've probably cultivated elements of both already, self-trust and so trust in yourself that you can handle whatever and create whatever you want, and also trust in the universe that the universe will support you. I see that you've cultivated some of both, but this next chapter is going to require you first to focus on cultivating more self-trust. And once you've done that, then you'll be able to more easily trust in the universe because no matter what the universe hands to you, you can handle it. Right? That's interesting. I don't know that I've ever, there was another reading in this video that I channeled something like, I don't think I'd ever looked at it that way before. But this is amazing because I talk about self-trust and universal trust a lot, and oftentimes different people struggle with different things. But now with this reading, so thank you for being here and opening up this reading for us, because it's now caused me to channel this amazing insight, which I think I'm going to talk about for years to come from this reading, which is that of course we have trouble trusting the universe, that it's going to support us when we don't even trust that we can handle whatever the universe gives us, good or bad. So of course the self-trust, for a lot of people, not everyone, but for a lot of people, the self-trust needs to come first. That's definitely the case for you, Deck 4. So focus on cultivating trust in yourself and your power and your ability to create what you want and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. And then it'll be so easy for you to do the things you feel called to do, to be laser focused, and then to surrender the rest of the universe. And the universe will come in to just create these massive opportunities for you, for wealth, for influence, for abundance, for success. Amazing. Wow. Deck 4, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it. Let me know how it resonated. I always truly appreciate getting to see your comments on these readings and hearing how they connect with you. It gives me so much motivation, so much inspiration for future videos. So thank you in advance for commenting. Now, you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want more ongoing support and access to all the resources you need to more quickly manifest this wealthier timeline, definitely come join me and hundreds of other like-minded people inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. Being in the Wealth Vibe membership is the only way to get daily exclusive mini money readings from me, win private card pulls from me, join our book club and our monthly money manifesting challenges like our Money Magic and our Receiving Mode challenge this month and next month. It's also the only place where you can get powerful live interactive monthly calls with me and money readings with me and so much more. So it is a steal of a price and really includes everything you need to continually upgrade your financial reality. So that link will be below for you. I would love to see you in there if it calls to you. And of course, the link to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck will be below so that you can channel divine guidance on demand around all things money and success whenever you need to. And I will also, at that same link, have the ability to pre-order the Way of the Wealthy Woman journal. So that if you want to kind of work through, especially that self-trust and the universal trust, that trust section, section 2 might be really beneficial for you to dive into. Deck 4, if you wanted to grab your copy of that, lots of prompts and activations and mantras to help you do just that. So yeah, those will be linked below as well. Now, with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance, and I will see you in another video very soon.